I'm going to go ahead and start us up with our show and share. One of the things that I had wanted to share with you all is that the Fiber Art International is coming to Pittsburgh this year. It happens every 3 years, and it's just a wonderful triennial exhibition that the Fiber Arts Guild of Pittsburgh puts on in conjunction now with the folks at Contemporary Craft. So they've been just wonderful to work with. Part of the show will be there. The other half of the show will be at the Brew House, and that's on the south side. This is going to be happening this summer, so it goes from June 6th through August 30th at Contemporary Craft, and from June 20th to August 30th at the Brew House. It's open for the public to come in and see it. Please, if you know, some just amazing fiber art from all over the world. And it's really quite an honor that we can bring all of this work to Pittsburgh and have it on display. As part of that, we're doing a outreach or community project called Portals. And the whole idea of Portals is to put together these artistic hoops, hula hoops. This is like a little kid's, this is an exercise hula hoop under here. And what they do with these things is they wire them together and create arches and ceilings and indoor, outdoor. So I just wanted to show you, this is my artwork that I've been doing this week, I have 2 of these that, 2 each that Jim and I are putting together as part of this Portals show. We're trying to work with the airport to have a portion of it there, but they're going to be all over Pittsburgh. So that's what we're working on. And I know, Lance, you were asking me how the tension is on here. So this is using a crocheted yarn technique that's actually Irish crochet called clonus. And so this is a very traditional pattern that I have on here, and then I'm kind of merging this traditional Irish pattern with a dream catcher, and using the type of techniques that you use when you're doing a dream catcher to get the tension really nice on it. So I have everything tied at the 7 points, and then I crocheted this band to go around it and sewed it over the edge. So this was my very calming, wonderful crochet that I like to do when things are crazy around me. So work has been nuts for a couple weeks, and so this has been a real joy to do something like this.
Wow, really?
So that's my show and share today.
That's very cool. That's beautiful.
Thank you. All right, who will be next? Next? Audience participation, yay!
Okay, part of it anyway.
That's interesting.
Audience participation.
So some of you probably heard when I came in with my spilled meatballs. I've been working with a handmade paper. And in fact, let me throw in a pitch for garden clubs, because I know we have 2 former garden club members here besides me. Last year for the garden clubs are divided into national level and then states, and then goes down into districts. And District 9, which is our general area here, has been meeting every spring and every fall for God knows how many years. And they call their spring thing the Members' Day Out. It's sort of an informal thing. Somewhere along the line, I figured out that there are a lot of people in the garden clubs who are very artistic in ways other than digging in the yard. And so last year, for the first time, and Cindy knew about this because I was in her class, last year for the first time, I organized them for a show, and it was amazing, the things that people brought in. And it was everything from photography to watercolor to needlework things, just gorgeous work. And then this year we did one, and I made a mistake of giving them a theme, because the theme for the meeting was time for change. And I said, so let's make time and change the theme for the art show. Does that sound weird to you guys?
I don't know.
That people didn't get it.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, anything outside natural is always dependent upon time. And it's always changing. So I thought it was going to be the easiest thing, but I was wrong. So back fact, the one that I put in the show sold. But anyway, so this is the handmade paper that I have been painting on. I started it, working on it one day. I brought it to Cindy's class, and I've done 4 or 5 of them now. And the problem is, this is the one that's bothered me the most. I hang them up in my house and look at them, and the more I look at them, the more I think they're crooked. And then I rip the whole works apart and try to straighten it, and I can't get it straight. So that means, and I finally figured this out today, probably the paper is not squared. So, my question, here's the audience participation part. Would you do something to this paper before you ever worked on it?
No.
Or would you just?
I'd rather see
Go
the
for it.
deckled edge and have it be slightly off
Yes.
than not see that beautiful edge of that.
That doesn't bother you guys.
No.
In fact, I mean,
No.
when I first put it up, I don't see the, and I'm there measuring like a maniac before I put this thing down. And, anyway, that was one reason why I brought it. But I love working on this because it does really strange things with watercolor. This particular paper is.
How do you make the paper?
You buy.
How do you make homemade paper?
What?
How do you make homemade paper?
I don't make it, this is coming from India.
I thought you made the
There is
paper.
recycling, I have heard or read that they're recycling t-shirts, which
Sounds
is
like
fine.
you
You have
made-
your old t-shirts, you wanna get rid of them, good, recycle them, turn it into art. And so it's cotton paper, it is amazingly heavy. They're calling this paper, I buy it for 140-pound paper, and I swear it's the equivalent in weight to like ours, 300 pound. And, but it has that deckled rough edge, hand done edge, which is driving me crazy. But anyway, so that's one of my show and tell.
It's beautiful.
But the other one is,
It is beautiful.
thank you.
It's true.
Actually, I did this as sort of like a sample thing because they haven't done too much in the
Oh,
way
that's
of
so pretty.
landscapes, and I like this one so much that I did a huge one, and I think I'll put this and the big one of this into a show here, if I could just take a picture of it.
What's the medium?
But anyway, that's what I have been up to. 2 way different styles, I guess, of working. You think, Cindy?
I'm sorry.
2 way different styles of.
Oh, yeah.
But that looks like a
It's
pastel.
gorgeous.
What is it?
That looks like what?
A pastel.
You
What is
can't, it's not, it's watercolor.
it? Yeah, okay.
Can you hold that up to the camera closer? So
Sure.
Come closer to the camera.
Pretty home viewers.
Yeah.
Doesn't look.
Now,
Is that
it's watercolor. I love the intensity that you can get with watercolor. I mean, that's watercolor too. And I use almost exclusively Daniel Smith watercolors. But, they're so highly pigmented that when you start putting them onto the paper, you get some really intense effects.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Anyway, that's what I've been doing for fun.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, these are 2 paintings that I did up in Tionesta with Patty Young and Marion Seday. This is the bridge that goes right below the Tionesta Dam. So these have a nostalgia thing with me. But it was beautiful. It was fall, but the leaves hadn't started turning yet, so it was. The sky was this blue. I held up the pastel, but this was just one that kind
Can you
of.
bring that close to the camera? Okay.
And then this one is also in Tionesta. This is Pleasant Valley Farm. There's a farm up there where we can get blueberries and eggs and apples and stuff, but we asked permission and we could go down here to the lake. This willow tree was a real challenge for me. I hope I can do
Nailed it.
better, but
Just
yeah, you
nailed
know
it.
it's a willow tree,
Yeah.
so, this
Yeah.
is, this
Looks
is
good.
another nostalgia one.
That's
So
beautiful.
you see the one. Some wood
Oh, look,
Nice.
looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, looks good. You caught it.
Yeah, I think it looks great.
Yeah.
I wanna be there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right there. Yes, and it went right down to the water, it was just beautiful.
There you
Does anybody else have something?
I do.
All right.
So many different things, but this is one of my latest mosaics. It'll eventually have an actual frame. I'll pass it around because it's hard to see in here. This is a kind of glass I don't normally work with. I usually use just plain old stained glass, but this is called Van Gogh glass. It's a lot like a mirror because it has like a foil back, and that's where the color comes from. And then there's a clear glass over the top.
I like how light hits.
And this is a little bee up here, and this different kind of glass on him. That the sparkly stuff is called dichroic. It has a metal coating on it.
Looks like mother of pearl.
Where do you get that glass?
Yeah.
This glass you just have to order it.
Oh, okay.
It's not a long drive to West Virginia.
No, not that one. Not that one.
That's why I always loved that with stained glass. It's like, long drive to West Virginia.
Oh, well, Connellsville.
Oh, yeah.
Connellsville is a good one, you know, so that's where I get a lot of my fusible stuff. And then I've been playing around with fusing, it's at glass fusing, so this is just something I was playing with, and I made myself a fishbowl, so, that's what I've been doing.
Very nice.
I love the palettes
Yeah,
that you've been doing.
You should have brought them, you could have sold out.
Yeah.
well, I felt funny
Yes.
doing that, so I didn't,
Don't feel funny.
Don't, yeah.
but I
Yeah.
have them, you know, so.
Hey, Lance.
Yeah,
Check that out.
Hello. Van.
Look at nice.
For the home viewers.
Oh my gosh, look at the bee.
Yeah, it was hard to see from back there.
Yep,
Ah, I like that pretty. Oh, that's
very nice.
there's the fish.
I guess Goldfish once, his name was Jaws.
Sue was like.
Jaws, you had a goldfish named Jaws.
All right, so I'm new, but I've been in the moon since about 1996. And just recently retired so that I could go back to doing some of the things that I like to do. And by way of background, I also originally was in newspapers. I did editorial cartoons for a couple of papers, one out in Iowa, another one in South Dakota. Iowa's where I'm from. So, for the time I've lived here, I'm an attorney, which didn't leave a lot of time. Plus, I had, boys and girls with, kids, and we never got a chance to actually, get out and do the stuff that I wanted to do. So anyway, as I said, I grew up on a farm. This is painting. Painting I did actually a couple of years ago, and have been able.
That's real nice.
So now I say that I'm retired and officially rejecting work from other outside sources. I'm going to venture more into this. This, I do acrylics and oil painting. And I also, as an editorial cartoonist, I did caricatures.
Is that a one?
Yeah, can we, pull
Oh,
that?
I thought that would be
Yeah,
good.
but I don't-
Hold it up. Oh, yeah, Lance.
Is that acrylics or?
That oil, that's oil.
That reminds me of.
Yeah, that's very good, very good. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I don't have the artwork physically here because I just gave it. So for about 2 years, I've been working with my yoga instructor to illustrate a book for her. So she writes really lovely poetry. So we've been collaborating to do an interactive mindfulness journal with her poetry. So her and I came up with the imagery for the artworks that goes with the symbolism of each one of her writings. And so over the last 2 years, I've made 25 paintings for her, and I finally just handed them off on Monday. So So I'm not gonna show you all 25 because that would be really selfish. But I can show you a couple of my favorite. So this one is, the poem is called Cultivating a Quiet Mind. So these are all in watercolor. Will it flip? There we go. So that's called Cultivating a Quiet Mind. That's one of my favorites. So I used a lot of Misket for that one, the masking fluid for the whites.
Hold it up to
Tilt it this way. There you go.
So that's one of my favorite. I'm not allowed to share the poems with you yet because the book isn't published. I really like this one as well because it's based off of a photograph that I took. And it was like beach art, and I liked the idea of like impermanence, you know, like spending time to create something that gets washed away.
What's the medium? What are you using?
So these are all watercolor, and some of them have micron pen, but I am like, I don't know, a cheapskate. I just use like Crayola watercolors.
Whatever.
So yeah, I'm pretty proud of the illustrations, especially the ones that have like a deep meaning behind them with her like poems. So, yep, if it ever becomes a book, I will share it with you guys so that you can
Very nice.
see it. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I can picture someone looking at that and writing.
Right, yeah.
So I've been, as a meditative type of thing, gotten into the Zentangle with micron pens, and I kind of filled this little sketchbook up a little bit here.
Paulina, you're so good at everything.
Yeah.
I love when you get involved in something because you go all in.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So these, I'll pass it around and you can look in the book
I got it.
and make
I
little
see it.
landscapes and that. The Zentangle is more lines, and this is like Zentangle based, which is more botanicals. So it's not really Zentangle, it's just designs. And I prefer the botanical part of it, which led me to a little.
In the bottom right corner you have there. Yeah.
And these are all your own unique creative
Unfollowed.
designs, everyone?
Well, what happens is, like, they're on videos, they're YouTube, okay? There's, last I knew, 248,000 videos on this. So you watch it, and you watch the people do the design, but then you do it yourself, and you can never do it exactly as they do it. It's just, first of all, technically, you can, when I took this course at Cindy, when she first opened her studio, a lady came in, she's a CZT, a Certified Zentangle teacher. And I took it twice, you had it twice, I took it 2 times. And they give you a little pouch, and you get these little tiles and the pens. There are no rulers and no erasers. So whatever, how it comes out, you gotta work with it. Because you're in ink and you don't erase. So that's just basically the way that it goes. I tried to do some coloring, but I don't know, I prefer the black and white. So anyways, you can look through this if you want to look at this book. And it led me to a lady online, again, that does these little tiles, but I can't get this done. But anyways, I don't know, I think it was a total of 24 tiles, and we made this little garden, just a little, like a botanical garden. And yeah, you just tape them together on the back. And
That's very nice.
oh, thank you. And again, for me, it's very calming, believe it or not.
some people, when they first start out, they're like, oh, I can't do this. You know, I can't do this, you know, but, I don't know, for me, I do enjoy doing it.
And is that the micron pens that you use with that?
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
That's nice. And telling you to use, make your own paper. You do your watercolor paper with in the corner.
Oh, yeah, I make my, cause they sell piles, there's
You
a
can-
official Zentangle thing and everything, but I just use the watercolor paper.
Yeah.
Some people use Bristol, cause it's not toothy, and they prefer that, but I just do the little watercolor paper.
Very nice.
That's my project. You like my colored ones?
Yeah.
I know I like the
Yeah,
black and white,
yeah.
the colored ones are very nice.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
thanks.
I'm a
Okay.
black and white gal.
So, I didn't bring a painting, but I brought you an image of a progress shot and what I'm working from. About a month and a half ago, a longtime friend of our family reached out and said, wondering if, I've been thinking about this idea for many, many months, and I wondered if you might be interested in helping to capture a memory of mine. She grew up with a family that was like a grocery store family out in Montana back in the 30s and 40s, and I think her grandparents and all had the store even before, because there were some really old black and white photos she sent me, and it looked like it had been, changed a little bit over time. So, always up for a challenge, I said, sure, send me some pictures. So she did, and they all were pictures of pictures that were like sitting on a table, so everything is distorted, and it was challenging, but I was like, oh, okay, I can see where this might go. So then I started saying, well, what color was this, and what color was that, and what were the curtain colors, and what was on the left side of the building, what was on the right side, trying to get all the details that she was wanting captured. So, anyway, this was the basic image. I'll bring this over. You see?
Doesn't give you a whole lot to look.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There's,
Chicago store.
So, yeah, the
Goodbye,
Chicago
Chicago.
store. It's not in Chicago, but it was a store.
do they sell Chicago's?
I don't know what they sell. They sell grocery stores. So anyway, so I just set I sketched it all out for myself and then just kind of plotted it out on the canvas. And so far, this is what we have.
That's your painting?
So far, yeah.
Wow.
I think that was just a color photo.
Wow.
No, so
My
Huh.
goodness, it's better than the picture.
Yeah.
that's what I want her to say.
Yeah.
I want her to say, you took me back to 1930.
But I would think like you
Yeah.
put the picture into some program.
You're not gonna put the old cards in front of it?
I'm debating. She said that's up to you, and I might, but, if I did that, then I would cover up the Clabber Girl baking powder, the Edie's bread, and the Coca-Cola sign that I used. My daddy's, I use brush to bake. So, this painting is
Yes,
11,
Mom.
it's 11 by 14, so there's a lot of detail crammed into this.
It just looks like an old color photo.
Does it?
Yeah.
Honestly.
It does.
Stay tuned, we'll see how it all turns out. So, I did that. The other thing, I didn't get the newest prints, but I thought, y'all see my wet windshield stuff online, and online, they're tiny, but they are more interesting when you blow them up a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Oh. Now, what street is that?
This one is
Yeah.
over by the, it's a Christian church over by Allegheny Center, and you're facing downtown. Okay, so East Ohio Street and whatever, right over there. And this one is over on the north side by the Modern Cafe, at the intersection right there. Okay.
That's Pennsylvania, I think, right?
Whatever that street is, it just shoots you all the way down to the West End Bridge.
Oh.
Okay? So,
Cool.
I got a couple more.
Cool.
the north side on it.
And then you have those printed like that, and then you frame those, right?
Yeah, just get standardized, print sizes and then standardized frames and
Yeah.
everything comes together.
Yeah.
Roll nice,
Mhm.
roll nice. Okay, so everybody loves a good bridge.
Mm.
That's
This is
good.
Clementi,
Mhm.
Mountain Bridge. There's another one,
Mhm.
just a little different
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
treatment.
Uh-huh.
Still recognizable, but just
Uh-huh.
impressionistic.
It's raining.
Yep.
It was. It was.
And you're driving along with your
This-
phone, taking
Yeah.
pictures.
This is, I'm
You
coming
get a lot of
across,
days to do this, right?
coming across the 16th Street Bridge heading towards Penn and Liberty.
Mm.
Love the colors.
Yeah, I really
Mhm.
pushed it on this one. This is kind of tricky.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's what, if you drank a lot while you were driving. you might say.
Anybody
The
recognize where
sky
that
is
is?
gorgeous, so I
Wow.
like the sky. The sky.
Anybody know where that is?
Uh-uh.
I can't
Is that-
see.
The hockey arena? No.
I can't see.
Center and Craig,
Oh,
over by the Dunkin' Donuts.
yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Market Square.
Something's right
The
there.
big,
Yeah, yeah,
Behind,
yeah.
like Oakland Shady side.
We were just sitting there.
we were sitting there driving this morning, yeah.
Were you?
Uh-huh. Oh, really? Oh,
I recognize that, Duncan.
Huh.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
Very cool.
16th Street,
Oh,
heading
yeah.
towards the north side.
That's neat.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
the
cool.
lights reflecting on it, I can't see
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
What are those, what are those,
Those are the columns of the
That's
bridge.
great.
of the bridge?
Yeah, you know, the
Yeah.
horse with the
That one's
columns.
really fancy.
Whoa.
Yeah, yeah.
Has those like.
Yeah, the
colors
bridge
on
is
top.
gorgeous.
Oh, wow.
That
Yeah.
is, of course, my favorite's,
I know what your favorite is.
the
Yours is
cathedral
Forbes
burning in
Avenue.
Forbes Avenue.
The Judy House of
One of the
Dogs.
first
Anyway.
ones I did.